Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Cawtalk. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Cole Michaels, and I'm joined by my new co-host, Jeremiah Richardson.
Yes, sir. I'm here. Got my water. Let's get this review knocked out.
So today we are going to be reviewing episode 2 of Out of Combat. The show started with a recap of episode 1, showing how Kami beat Jordan Richard, and Namur's absolute decimation of Luke Kaiser and Malachi later that night. We've got Jacob Dash and Aaron Robson on commentary, which is a great combination. So, match 1. To open the show, in the red corner we have Namur, and in the blue corner we've got Ryoma. The first meeting of the two since Ryoma bested Namur in a 2 out of 3 falls match at Premiership Wrestling. So first of all, Ryoma, if you're watching this, what brand of hair dye do you use for your beard?
Yeah,
All,
that beard is really black.
you're right. All jokes aside, there's a massive size difference and experience difference between these two, with both factors in the favour of Ryoma. Right off the bat, it's a fantastic battle of Namur's technique and Ryoma's size. Namur is definitely the best technician on the planet, and this match just absolutely solidified that for me. Going through the match though, Namur got hit with a massive German suplex that left him out for a count, but the thing that caused the end was Ryoma hitting a massive gut wrench powerbomb after a vicious roundhouse kick right to the head. What did you think of this match?
I kind of had the same aspect as you. Going into matches like this, you always see like somebody like Namo's size should honestly go against somebody his size or maybe not too much bigger because you don't want to see anybody get killed out there. I
Yeah,
really don't want to see. I don't want to see that. I think Ryoma had maybe a hundred, maybe like 100 pound weight difference.
yeah,
But
I'd say so.
other than that, Namo really displayed how he can break down somebody like that, and it's really ballsy by him to take a fight like that.
Yeah,
Uh, Other than that, I had to give that match a 4.5, pretty much more on Namo's part
yeah,
because
I'd agree.
Ryoma was just there. Ryoma was just there to take the punishment, and just it was just a matter of time before it would catch up to Namo, and Namo would finally just get dropped out for the count.
Yeah, so overall, I enjoyed this match, especially the umpire attempts from Nama and the usage of the elbow. Commentary made note of Ryoma's kickboxing, but he really didn't utilize that at all, and he really just threw Nama around a little bit. I preferred to see him do that actually, though. I would really like to see more of the kickboxing side of Ryoma, um, but the power was a smart move really, because getting close to Namor means that he can get a hold of you. Um, there was a weird part from the commentary though. So Namor's got a hold of uh, Ryoma, and I believe it was Aaron Robson that said that he's holding onto his love handle. uh, I'd like to clear up to Aaron Robson that I'm definitely thinking he was going for the floating ribs, but sure. Um, I definitely want to see the two fight again. I feel like Namor has definitely got some unfinished business, but after the match, Malachi came out and put Namor in the world's softest submission, aka the Anaconda Vice. Um, Namor was already knocked out at this point, and I get that Malachi wanted revenge for what happened on episode 1, but he came across a bit of a dick coming out and going after someone that was already knocked out. Um, Either way, Namo gets up and laughs him off. So, for match 2 rather, we got Aubrey Hope making what I believe to be her first pro wrestling appearance against Ashley Goldman. Um, Commentators pointed out that Aubrey is a boxer with no ground game. Uh, Aaron Robson said it best. This is a mismatch. So we thought. Someone has been lied to, because the first thing Aubrey does is an absolutely gorgeous double leg takedown, flows right into a high mount for an armbar. What did you think of the lies, I guess, of Aubrey and Ashley?
I don't know. Maybe it was a smart game plan by them. Maybe we give them some false information to throw Ashley off her game, and when she gets put in an armbar, maybe it could work. But
Yeah.
you could definitely see the training that Ashley has been taken from Namo,
Oh
and
yeah.
she was able to escape those holds. But yeah, I think if the boxing is what got you there, then yeah, I guess you got to stick to your plan. But being a boxer isn't too much of a smart idea because you have to deal with the takedowns, you have to deal with a lot of stuff like that, and I wouldn't say it caught up to her, but
Yeah, yeah.
once I saw once I saw Hope kind of like not going to what got her there, I knew she fell into Ashley's trap, and it was just a matter of time when it was going to be over. There was a spot at the end, and I think the referees that the officials that they had in there I think they need to start looking out for some better ones, because I know Aubrey got up as quickly as she can, just to tell her to bring it on some more, and there was a really big knee that looked like it took her out for the count, and the ref kind of didn't acknowledge it. He was too busy talking to the manager, not really focusing on the being of
Yeah,
Aubrey,
yeah.
and uh, Ashley Goldman starts going for these mounted punches, and he could have stopped it after like the first punch, and he just
Oh,
decided
without
not
a
to. And
doubt.
yeah, it really took a long time for him to. I think they need to get officials to, just for the being of
Yeah,
the
this was
women and the
the
superstars.
first of two problems that I had with refs. We'll get to the second one later, but so Aubrey started off with that takedown and a couple submission attempts. She did eventually use her boxing and she dropped Goldman in the corner. To be honest, the fight could have been over there. She got a bunch of straight punches to Goldman, dropped her. But the issue was when she had Goldman where she wanted her, she goes to the top rope and starts taunting into the crowd. Um, and then it's not the smartest thing to do against a more experienced fighter. And then an arm chop crossface, German suplex combination, and a arm triangle later. I can tell you for a fact Aubrey is definitely trained in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and wrestling, without a doubt. There is no way she isn't. But regardless of that, Ashley still knocked her the fuck out, and Aubrey's handler just carried her out. um, yeah, the referee was a big issue. Obviously, Aubrey's handler tried telling the ref to call the fight, which just had the referee more distracted. Um, as soon as the handler said to call it, the referee should have called it. But overall, I spent more time wondering why Aubrey wasn't boxing. Uh, she had a flawless ground game, and I did enjoy the match. But what I thought was a mismatch turned out to be the opposite. Really, Aubrey had much more control than Ashley did. Um, Maybe Ashley in the next training camp needs to prepare for more than just a boxer. Because if this happens again, Ashley might not get so lucky.
I
Um,
totally agree.
yeah. Did you rate this match already?
Yeah, I've given the match. I'd have to give it a 3.
3?
A little bit above average.
Yeah.
It was just, I wish she would have just stuck to what got her there. Other
Yeah.
than that, and then the referee being just a well-being for Aubrey. Hopefully, she was okay after that. She didn't look okay because she had to get carried out. But
Yeah.
they probably need to up on their medical staff, because I don't think it's somebody's job to carry their carry their little carry the, I guess what you would say, the fighter out. I
Yeah.
figured you have a medical team just to make sure, even between commercial breaks. That would be a smart thing.
Yeah. So for match 3, we had Luke Kaiser accept Okami's open challenge. Um, I don't know why Kaiser came back to Out of Combat. But looking at his face, neither did he. But the fact that he does come back shows that he has heart, I guess. But Kaiser straight out the gate shoots for a double leg. Okami sidestepped him, and then he hits a beautiful Aponte Nagi throw. Um, After an armbar attempt, both men get back to the feet, taunt each other, and then boom. Okami damn near kicked Kaz's head off of his shoulders and knocked him clean out. There is no way he was going to get up from that. The referee made the right call for once by calling it right there. He didn't even need to count. That was it. What did you think?
Yeah, kind of the same aspect. They didn't go long enough, but if I had a note to Kaiser, keep your head up. You know, if
Yeah.
you can take any of these bookings, just keep going at it. You know, they're all learning experiences. You know, if anybody tries to, clown you for that, it takes a lot of balls to even do a shoot fight with somebody who's kind of prepared for this their whole. Because I feel like that's Okami's style too.
Yeah, yeah.
The
He's
shoot fighting.
I've interviewed him before. His father was a world champion kickboxer. Like he knows, like he was born to fight.
Yeah, of course, of course. That's why I said the match got its job done. Seeing a different side of Okami too. You know, the way he
Yeah,
came
he
off, and then
flipped off the
you
crowd too. Well, I don't know
yeah,
if it was
that
the
was
crowd he
kind of
flipped off, but
that
he
was kind of
flipped off
shocking. But he's
somebody.
been teasing that a bit in ROX too. You know.
Yeah, yeah. But this match, if you can call it that, was fun. But I'm telling you now, the last year and a half, ever since Final Form, Okami has developed an absolute mean streak in him, and if he fully embraces it, no one will be able to stop him. I can say that for a fact. He is, he's an ideal fighter, and the only thing that's really stopping him from reaching his full potential, in my opinion, is that he cares too much what others think, and maybe not so much other wrestlers, but he definitely cares what the fans think. And if he stops caring about that, then I don't think anybody can stop him.
I totally agree with that.
So, match 4. We had Matt Foster versus Silas Green in a traditional wrestling match, requested by Foster. So, Silas wasted no time and just ran straight at Foster, hit him with a couple forearm shots. Silas just unfolds a flurry of strikes and overwhelms Foster. You could see Foster just wasn't ready for this whatsoever. Silas proceeds to stomp on the hand of Foster, attempts an armbar, but Foster was to get out of it, attempts a guillotine himself, but the inexperience is shown when he only uses one arm for the guillotine. He left the other arm on the back. If he reached his other arm under and connected the hands, he could have easily choked him out, but that's just, I guess, the inexperience factor of Matt Foster. Silas soon escapes it though, and after a little back and forth, Mr. Triumph nails his signature knee and knocks Foster clean out. What did you think?
I had to give this match. I had to give this match a 3. It
Yeah.
was just kind of the Silas Green show. It was pretty ballsy of him to regardless of being wrestling rules, I really don't get the point of wrestling rules
No.
because even if that was to prevent, even if it was a smart move by Foster to be like, hey, I want wrestling rules, he still ended up getting knocked out. So I don't know
Yeah.
how that's supposed to benefit somebody because he did get kneed really bad. It was the same
Oh
way
yeah.
Ashley did. It was the same way Ashley did with Aubrey in the first match. Other than that, it was really ballsy by Silas. It showed a lot of character that you can be cocky and but it's really not a smart thing to do because any
No.
punch can rattle you or any punch can take you out of that element. But he did what he had to do. He did it in style,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's really all I had to say about that. It was just a Silas Green show. He did it. That was a good outing. Can't wait to see what he does against somebody who's a little bit more experienced.
Oh yeah. So the match for me was good for what it was. I definitely don't feel like Foster was in his comfort zone whatsoever, and it was super evident. Silas looked absolutely great and really bent the rules to get exactly what he was looking for. And I have to agree with you. I don't particularly like the wrestling rules matches in Art of Combat. Like the shoot fights, I love. Like it's so unique for what we've got in the industry right now, and the wrestling rules kind of take that away a little bit. Like I feel like if certain fighters like Matt Foster aren't particularly ready for shoot fights, then maybe Art of Combat isn't the place for you. Like every fight, in my opinion, should be a shoot fight. But either way, like I say, it was good for what it was, and Silas looked absolutely great. I do want to see him like in a shoot fight though, and see if that knee is as effective against somebody that's trained for it. It then went to our main event as Malachi took on the newly crowned Three Lions heavyweight champion JP Masters. Now, no man in this match wasted any time because both of them just ran at each other like nothing else in the world mattered. Malachi somehow bested Masters, going blow for blow, and backed him into a corner. This shocked me, honestly. I didn't expect Masters, who is a Muay Thai expert, and in my opinion, he teaches Muay Thai, to get bested by Malachi, going blow for blow. And I'm shocked that the referee didn't call for a TKO at this point because Masters wasn't defending himself in the slightest, and Malachi hit 25. I counted them, 25 straight kicks to the face, and Masters was out cold. I'm telling you, like he was bloodied up, and it just wasn't a good place for him. Like when he dropped like to a seated position, I thought he could have no pulse. Honestly, what did you think of this particular moment?
Yeah, another mistake by the ref.
Yeah,
They're gonna need a, like I said, they need to put that in charge. They really need to put that in charge because like I said, as much as people pay and as much as people get tickets to go by to see this kind of event, you don't want to see nobody die.
no,
That's one thing.
no.
These refs need to be in better position to see stuff like this. And I gave this match a 4. It was really, really hard hitting, really good. I think the only fault that I didn't understand was that the experience from Malachi. He's been around. He's been
Yeah,
around, and just because you hear somebody's music and you're in a shoot fight as well. You can't take your eye off your opponent by any means. Standard wrestling rules, any rules. I don't think that was a smart move. And then Namo casually just comes down to the ring, and let's say Malachi didn't get distracted. Let's say I'm gonna just stay on top of him. You still have Namo coming out casually. That was a hit or miss spot for me. This match would have easily gotten a 4.5, but because of that, I give it a 4. If there was one
mm,
particular spot, it's like a spinning hook kick that Malachi does. It's like he baits you in, and
yeah,
then it kind of like forwards JP's head to move into the other kick. He's about to hit him with. It's beautiful. Like it makes me mark out every time I see it. Like I really want to go to where like Malachi trains and stuff like that,
yeah.
just to see how he does that. Because when I see his leg movement, it's really like unexplainable. Like I really want to go see that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I thought it could be over, but yeah, like I say, I give this match a 4. Really good, hard hitting
Mm,
fight. It was definitely a good main
definitely.
event to close out the show.
Yeah, I agree. So I'll just run through the rest of the match real quickly. But yeah, first of all, going back to that corner spot, I I really did think I was about to see a manslaughter rather than a fight or a wrestling match or whatever. There's limits to these things, and that referee let it go past that. I'm honestly so shocked and appalled that he did not call for a TKO because Masters just was not defending himself whatsoever. And I'm a big fan of JP Masters, and he just didn't defend it. He was out. He was gone. He took 25. That's 25. I counted them. 25 straight kicks to the face from Malachi. He was not defending himself. He was definitely 100% out cold. No ifs or buts. His face was bloody, and when he dropped to the mat, to the seat position, I thought he could be dead. But then somehow, somewhere, Masters gets to his feet, and like a man possessed, he gets Malachi back with the most brutal ground and pound I've ever seen in my life. But then a little back and forth, and Malachi's looking for a head kick, but Masters ducks it and catches the leg on the shoulder to hit a beautiful powerbomb. Like, oh man, when I saw that, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Masters is the apex fighter. Masters is throwing every submission that he's got at Malachi, and Malachi just keeps getting out of it. He just refuses to give up. Masters lands some brutal punches in the knee before looking for a stretch muffler. And let's just get one thing clear, right? Malachi is not a small man by any means, and JP Masters held him up like he was a small child. That just shows the strength that Masters had. But it wasn't long before Malachi got some horrible, disgusting, ugly punches to the back of Masters' head. Again, the referee should have called it. That's an illegal punches, but yeah, they didn't notice it or just didn't care, let it slide, whatever. Regardless, AOC needs to invest in some better referees. But he followed up with a Lotus lock. But then, in the words of my good friend Jacob Dash, wait a minute! Namur comes out to the ring. Malik, like you said, gets distracted, and Masters manages to lock in a rear naked choke. Malachi fights with all he's got, though. I've never seen anybody last so long in a rear naked choke. You could see that Malachi did not want to give in. But, you know, there's only so much you can do when you've got a man the size of JP Masters with his arms around your neck. And Malachi fades, and JP Masters picks up the win. Overall, I really did enjoy this show. The biggest takeaway, though, that I'd give is no wrestling rules. Just shoot fights. What did you think of it, like, production-wise?
Production-wise, I thought the first episode was embracing more of the name Art of Combat.
Yeah.
Like they would have like these little transitional slides that
Yeah.
it would kind of acknowledge, you know, like acknowledge the fighting styles that these competitors had, and it'll give you like a little lesson on it, and then you know you go into the fight and you get to see them duplicate that. Still though, the production and everything was a 4. I had to give that a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
How I do my ratings is I'll do the matches and then I'll do the production, and I got in total it was a 3.6 out of 5, which is on mine is way above average. It was really good.
Yeah.
Show was amazing. I can't wait to see what the third one is. And on this note, since it was on the Transcend, usually since I work for Super Network, I usually get free tickets to any Super Network event. But since it's on the Transcend, I had to watch it with a bunch of losers and had to see the live chats and everything like that. And hopefully it stays on the Super Network because I really want to get free tickets to go to these kind of events. Other than that, it was a really good show. I enjoyed it and can't wait to see what the third one brings to the table.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with everything. Like you said, those transitional slides where like they talked about different fighting styles, and it gave like a little bit of like a description of what it was. That I really want to see more of. Just the informative, like I enjoyed learning about the fighting styles. But yeah, like you said, overall, I'm really looking forward to seeing what episode 3 brings, and just seeing where we go from where we are. I do think they should implement weight divisions though, because I don't want to see Ryoma against another small guy. Like, I don't want to see him against somebody that's like 100 pounds lighter than he is. Either they need to bring weight divisions in, or Ryoma needs to go on a diet. Like, it's not a fair fight. Like, if they want to, like, they need to either bring in some more people of Ryoma's size, or like I say, he needs to lose some weight. And yeah, again, Ryoma, if you're listening, what's that hair dye you use? I need it. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is our review of Art of Combat Episode 2. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, let us know what we can improve on. Follow us on Twitter at Cawtalk, and be sure to follow Art of Combat at Art of Combat 2K. You can subscribe to them on Super Network TV. Links will be in the description below. And with that said, I hope everyone has a great day. And yeah, subscribe and support Cawtalk.